Doctor Who Season 2, Episode 2, Tower Lux. Now, this episode, I really enjoyed this episode. There's one aspect that I don't know what to think. And I think a lot of people who've seen the episode, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Which I will talk about, but I just want to talk about everything else first. But this episode is a hell of a lot better than episode 1. Hell of a lot better than last week's episode. This week's episode has a sense of tension, has a sense of fierce, has a sense of heart. Like the scene of the rejected, the rejected, because this whole episode is set in the 50s, 1952, but mainly set inside a abandoned movie theater, but the movie rejected guy is still around, and there's a scene where he's dancing with his wife, and I'm like, that was heartfelt, that felt moving, that felt so like heartbreaking at the same time. And the saying of don't tell me that she's not real, because if that thing's out there, that's real, so she can also be. I'm like, oh my god, where have you been? where's this wine have been last week? Like that's so great form. Like it felt so early Doctor Who. It felt so much, oddly enough, the original Russell T Davies era, where there was, yes, we're getting crazy monsters. Yes, we're getting this. We're getting fights and stairs and all that kind of stuff. But there was heart. There was heart, and the motivations of why people would do certain things. It makes you not hate them of teaming up with the bad guy or helping the bad guy, because you understand their motivations in a more deeper human level. And it's so wonderfully put together in this episode, because this episode, the main villain is a cartoon character. And normally we say that as a, not that well developed. That's what a lot of people say, right? Well, no, Mr. Wingerding is literally Roger Rabbit. It's it's Space Jam. It's a walking, talking, animated, and he's our villain. He's the scary cartoon character. And his whole thing is, spoiler here, is he is part of the Pantheon. The Pantheon of gods that got introduced in the third 60th anniversary special with the Toymaker, and then with the Devil's Core last season with Maestro, and then Sutekh with the two-part finale last season as well. Now we got Mr. Wingerding as the God of Light, and of course theaters and cinemas. You need light. You need a projector to shine on images. So makes a sense of having a God of Light being a cartoon character, and it just works so levels, because you have even though in the first 5 minutes of the episode before we had the title sequence, when he starts doing his thing, when he's just acting like a regular animated character, something's off with him. There's something's off with him. And also when he shows up with when the Doctor and Belinda sees him, something's off. Why is he like this? And he's not, he's a cartoon character come to life. It's Pinocchio, but it's like there's a tension there. There's something and it could be in the sense of, Doctor, don't get near it. Belinda, don't get near it. And it also is a bit of a question, knowing the physics of of a classic Looney Tunes Disney animated type of animation, where physics is out of the window. You're thinking, how's the Doctor going to fight this villain? and it gives you a sense of it gives you a sense of worry. There's stakes in this episode that makes you have a fears of it. Now, plus, one of the criticisms a lot of people have with Russell T Davies's writing, definitely even in his original one of the show, is sometimes things get a little bit too quick. You know, the doctor's in a situation, and or the companion's in a situation, and it's solved like in 2 seconds, right? It doesn't happen this episode. It's like a good 10 minutes where the Doctor and Belinda are trapped inside a frame. And it's a while. It's a while they get back to the real world. And which, of course, adds the meta thing, which, look, let's beat around the bush. So, they do... There's a scene where the Doctor and Belinda essentially bust out of the TV screen and shake hands to Whovians, Doctor Who fans. And sure, there's some jokes. There's some nice, like, internet jokes that, of course, we all laugh about, like, you know, oh, I saw this online, so I impede Doctor Who, because that's a lot of people would say. Anytime, you know, something happens, there's always hashtag RIP Doctor Who, and you go, oh my god, if the show ends, it ends not because of you, it's because of, you know, other reasons. Or the concept of if, it is kind of true, if the Doctor, you know, was right in front of you, and you say, like, oh, out of all the adventures that I went on, which one you liked? You go, blink. Really? Blink. 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 And you're thinking, and the Doctor's listing, like, well, I sat on a landmine, I met the Beals, goblins, like, but you like when I was literally a tape recording. Is it just because you have the wee wobbly time wavy thing? Yeah, probably. Is it because the Weeping Angels was stereo as shit back then? Yes. Yes, they were. Honestly, I might. It's been a while since I watched Blink, so maybe I'm a little bit like, oh, yeah, it's not as stereo as people say it is. But, you know, if I was Doctor, I'd be like, dude, guys, I think you'll like when I was on the favorite episodes would be like when I'm on, you know, Stonehenge, yelling at the Paradox, yelling at everyone on Stonehenge. I thought you like when I, saved, you know, when the multiple Doctor stuff. Like, I thought you like those versus me being a fucking tape recording. This is kind of funny. Which I would talk about tape recordings. Of course, online, I was going to joke the scene where Belinda burns film, and I can't help but say, "Oh, Belinda found the missing episodes, the missing Doctor Who episodes. It's great. It's wonderful." Wait, Belinda, what are you doing? What are you gonna do with that match? What are you gonna do with that match? No! Belinda is the reason that we have. Belinda is the reason that there are missing episodes. Once again, the show gets quite meta. But talking about the meta side of things, I will say this, that I don't know how I feel with it going so meta. I don't know how I feel with going so damn meta, where, oh, the Doctor's actually talking to his fans, or to the audience who watch the show. I mean, that just feels like, I get it, like, it's trying, like, RTT2, Russell Davies' second one's show, he's kind of doing this whole thing of, like, anything can happen kind of mindset towards things. And it just does, I feel like we need to have some, like, lines. We need something to hold on to say, no, this is way too far. This is way too far. Like, I get it. Supernatural did it, where they did they pulls a Supernatural. I get that. I know this episode basically pulls Supernatural. But I don't think it works well with Doctor Who. I don't know. Something about... And maybe it also has to deal with, like, Whovians, and they're dressed up as, like, excuse me, an episode full of finding me. They act like the Big Bang Theory people. But maybe it is one of the situations where, hey, that's what, you know, even though you're not those people, even though you're not 95% of the time like that, you sound like that. That's what people think in their heads. You know, it's like, and it's, you know, it could be that sense of like, well, we're trying to fight the stereotype, fight the Big Bang Theory archetypes of what, you know, a fan is. Sometimes you just go, fuck, this basically is me in a nutshell, or a little bit, or we have acted like that way, or haven't acted that way as well, and that. But I don't know how I feel about the meta aspect of things, or like the Doctor actually talking to fans. It's like, okay, fine. But also, knowing this episode is set in 1952, Miami, they address something which I know the internet is going to go all apeshit about, which is, I realize that's a one terminology, I apologize, is they address 1950s racism. And they're just acknowledging it. They're saying, like, look, Belinda's Indian. The Doctor's black. It's 1950s. There's some racism. They're not allowed to, like, they mention a couple of times that, that it was illegal to them to go to the cafe just because of their skin color. It was illegal for them to go to that movie theater just because of the skin color. You know, and just as simple, like the Doctor going, oh, right, maybe it's a good time maybe it's good that it's nighttime. And sometimes in my head I'm thinking, you hope, you know, maybe it would be better if, like, it was Ruby, you know, maybe Ruby tag along or something, and then I realized, no, that would even be worse. That would even be worse. Because it's the 1950s. Anyway. I couldn't help but did laugh that they thought that the officer did thought Belinda was Cuban. It was like, because I'm not going to go that route. Anyway, but yeah, this episode I just thought was really well written, really put together, tension. When the third act happens, I always say when the third act happens, that's the sign when you know, okay, I'm invested in what is happening. I'm caring what's happening in the story, and I really did. Heart, tension, humor. There's, and also the big transformation of Mr. Wingeding, basically becoming a 2D character to a 3D animated character to a full-on live-action version of the character. Like, he's going the evolution of Space Jam. Think about it. He has gone to Space Jam 1 and the evolution of Space Jam 2 of, making him look real, him want to be a real boy, essentially. But look, I quite enjoyed the episode, and I think for all of us, let's not May 25th. Let's not dig deep into it. Let's not deep into it. Let's not deep into it. Let's not. You know. But anyway, comment below. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts of this episode.